Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here,
And BlueDragonFive.
and welcome to the Kickback Cafe, the show where we kick back, relax, and talk about anything but Disney. And tonight, you will atone as we talk about Better Call Saul. Yeah, how you doing, BlueDragonFive?
I'm good.
You're good, yeah. So technically, on your side of the country, we're into the last day before Better Call Saul. So technically, this is the eve of Better Call Saul. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
timing, and whatnot.
Yeah.
So all right. So yeah, Better Call Saul, of course, is the spin-off to Breaking Bad. That was confirmed about a year. How long has it been since it was confirmed? About a year or two ago?
2013 is when it was in the
2013.
works.
Okay. So we're here to kind of like give a little bit of a retrospective on it moving forward into the actual series. So we're here to kind of reflect on where we got to this point, reflect on what we know about the series so far, and kind of most importantly speculate on what the series is going to be, maybe how some of the Breaking Bad lore is going to tie in. We've also got some episode titles, so we'll do a little speculation on that. So it should be a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so without further ado, you want to get right into the origins of Better Call Saul?
Sure. Okay, so this little spin-off we got here is the brainchild of Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould. Now, Peter Gould, big old producer on Breaking Bad, worked on a whole bunch of episodes. I'll list off a few in a minute here, but Peter Gould, of course, big credit reason he's working on this because he created Saul.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, Saul's dad, along with Mr. Gilligan, they worked on this, and Gould wrote some of the really. I'm just list off some of the really standout episodes.
Okay.
He's worked on a lot. He's directed two along with the ones he's written. He wrote and directed Granite State, one of my favorites.
That's a good one. Yeah, I think it's kind of a weird one where it's coming off of Ozymandias, which is like such a high, and then Granite State is obviously like one of the most reflective of the whole show. Like it's one of the more quiet ones. So okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, Granite State and also Problem Dog.
Problem Dog's underrated, actually. I really like that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Problem Dog's the more Hank figures everything out, right? I mean, well, not every. I know the one when he figures out Frank.
I just Jesse's speech in that episode just really resonates.
I would just love the ending with Hank approaching the DEA saying, he basically just shows up to the DEA with all the knowledge he has on Frank. He just steals the show. That's what I remember from, if I'm right, because again, he is the problem dog, implying that he is
very true. Yeah, it all ties together. Okay.
Anyway, so the two other episodes, just there real quick, the big ones, of course, Better Call Saul.
Of course.
Salute, which is a great one. These are the ones he wrote.
That Salute is actually like, I think Salute kind of gets lost in the shuffle of season 4 a little bit.
Yeah, Salute's
that
one of the
actually.
great.
Yeah, it really is. Like, that was like a big holy crap kind of ending.
Not even just the action. I just love the dynamic between Walter and his son in that episode too. That really hits home. I love that part of it.
Yeah, oh yeah. But of course, that episode is like where we get all the big reveals about Gus and the whole like offing off the entire cartel. One of the most badass Gus moments where he says something to the extent of like,
stay here and die. If basically take what you want and leave, or because if you stay here, you die.
Right. Like, oh my god, at the time I was like, oh my god.
Which, by the way,
you know what's amazing about that episode is that it like for the tiniest moment we're actually kind of rooting for Gus in season 4.
Yes.
You know what I like? Gus has been this terrifying, looming monster throughout season 4, but then in this episode, like we just bask in how awesome he is, and we're like, and by the end of it, when he's shot and everything, we are genuinely worried that he's going to die. I mean, how great of a writing is that?
Oh yeah, and here's the other thing. So I picked these 3 episodes just to bring up, these 4 episodes to bring up because they actually do relate to Better Call Saul in terms of Peter Gould wrote these. So again, these are the ones he wrote. So Better Call Saul, Salute, another one of my favorites, Half Measures.
That's a good one. Oh yeah, that's
And again, the Mike speech, particularly in terms of how it relates to this series.
one of the most iconic scenes of Breaking Bad, for sure.
Is Peter Gould really knows how to write Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Also, no rough stuff type deal. There's Tuco's intro.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Anyway, so those are four just in particular that he's done episodes for. He's written episodes for each season, so he's been on it since the beginning.
I hope he didn't write Open House.
I don't
hope
think
that's not one of his.
I don't remember seeing that on his list, so I don't think he wrote that one.
I have to get as many jabs at Open House as I can.
I'm not crazy about it, but I haven't really analyzed it that much. But
no, Open House for me is like the big black mark on Breaking
right, okay. But on to Saul.
Yeah.
So the origin essentially is in a nutshell is like, well, why not do a spin-off for Saul? Everyone loves the guy, and for our favorite lawyer, why not give him a show after Breaking Bad has reached its end? And let's not go into the aftermath because there's really no show in the aftermath. We gotta go before. What happened before? What made Better Call Saul?
I disagree with that statement.
I'm saying I'm in their mindsets right now. I'm not saying there's.
Yeah, I know, but I very much disagree with the statement that there's nowhere to go after Breaking Bad.
I can see the mindset, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah.
The point is, so essentially they figure that why not give an origin to the Saul and the premise, and basically the way they've summed up the premise is like this is a show where the cases. I like how they sum it up. Basically, a show where you see a lawyer who will who will settle cases on the courtroom steps. Who's so desperate to settle cases.
Yeah, he's a lawyer that's desperate to stay out of the courtroom.
Exactly. And of course, it's so funny because we never, in all the course of Breaking Bad, we never saw him enter a courtroom once.
That's true. I never even thought about it. That's true.
Not once have we ever entered a courtroom in Breaking Bad.
That's amazing.
Because think about drug related thing, you never want to enter the courtroom because that's where you get executed.
Are you sure we never saw him in his introduction with Badger? No, I guess he was just.
He was never in a courtroom, Tiki.
Okay.
So basically that's their somewhat issue. The premise, like this guy is going to be so desperate to not go in a courtroom, he's going to solve it on this courtroom steps.
Right.
Also, okay, so let's see. So it's been picked up for 13 episodes. So I assume the first season is also 13 episodes.
It's been picked up for a second season.
You didn't know that? Yeah, it's been picked up for a second season already. That's old news.
Yeah, well, no, actually, I did not. For some reason, that skipped my mind, and I actually just found that out before we went on air. That really excites me because the second season, according to Wikipedia, which granted isn't the best source, but according to Wikipedia, the second season is going to have 16 episodes.
Oh, I heard 13, but
well, let me check again.
I heard 2 was 13, so my assumption is the first one is also 13.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I read it wrong. You're right, 13. You're right. I'm sorry.
Then my assumption is it's gonna because for the majority of Breaking Bad, a lot of the seasons are 13 episodes.
And I definitely think that is like a very smart move. Like, yeah. I have made the point time and time again that shorter seasons equal better storytelling.
Season 2 and 3 are laid out really well in terms of their 13-episode run.
Oh God, season 2 is amazing. Yeah,
season 2, sure. 2 is maybe might be my favorite because it really has a lot of great stuff in it. I love the payoff for season 2. Anyway, not talking about that. Few factoids. Bryan Cranston and Michelle MacLaren. Michelle MacLaren, I believe, is directing the Wonder Woman movie, which is awesome.
Indeed.
They are set to direct episodes of Better Call Saul in the future. I believe first season.
I hope we get Rian Johnson on board.
He might be busy with Star Wars, but we'll see. I mean,
yeah,
right now,
that's true.
In theory, he should be free.
He is busy with Star Wars.
In theory, he should be free, but we'll see.
Okay. I hope we can get him on for at least one.
I assume maybe second season they'll find some time. We'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, I don't know. Maybe second season is more
first.
Star Wars.
Assuming they've been working on it now, I assume Rian Johnson probably have some downtime before the spin-off Star Wars. So maybe he'll work on season 1. We'll see. Anyway,
he's not working on the spin-off Star Wars. He's doing episode 8.
I'm sorry.
I said he's not doing the spin-off Star Wars movie. He's doing episode 8.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm mixing up. Yeah, you're right. Episode 8. So he does still have some downtime, though.
Yeah, that's true, because we got this whole next year is going to be when 2015 is going to be when they're shooting the Star Wars spin-off.
What I mean is like they're spacing out the movie, so like basically a spin-off before next. This is what I heard they were doing.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay.
Back to the business. Okay, so also they kind of now it's kind of getting to the premise now.
Mm.
So essentially, that's the origin. It's like, well, let's explore this. Everyone loves Saul. This guy's kind of interesting, but let's see how did he become Saul. Remember, there's a line in the beginning of Breaking Bad where he tells Walter White, his name's actually Saul Goodman. He says, "No, I used to use good. I'm actually Irish. Goodman because it's the homeboys love the sound of a Jew name. His words, his words. So they like being represented by a Jew."
Does he mention Jimmy McGill by name in the first episode?
No, he doesn't mention his name. That was the thing I was astounded by when they mentioned it and all the promo stuff. Like, oh wait, his name's Jimmy McGill. I did not know that. I remember he mentioned the Irish. I didn't know it was Jimmy McGill.
Okay, yeah, right.
There's a chance it might McGill may have been dropped and not Jimmy.
Okay.
Because on his doctorate it says something else. His fake doctorate in his office it says something else, like something not Goodman.
And I can very much say that Saul is just one of those characters. Like, as soon as he was introduced in that first episode, I was like, "Holy crap! Where's this guy been all this series? This is the exact ingredient the series needs." And the thing is, I don't know. It's kind of like I'm really excited for this. I'm sure it's going to be great. It's kind of like the one thing I worry about is that Saul is definitely the comic relief of Breaking Bad. Yes. So how is that going to translate into a full series when he is kind of like a spice in Breaking Bad?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, T, because I can tell you maybe assuage your fears here. Okay. What they've said, like what Bob Odenkirk himself has said in terms of the tone of the series, he said it's about 85% drama and 15% comedy.
When he said that, I was so relieved. Because it would have been so easy for them to turn this into a really cheap kind of like episodic sort of like, oh, what wacky client is Saul going to take on this week? And so that's what I was kind of terrified that it was going to be at first.
So if I were to figure, I would figure that basically it's 5% more funny Saul in the show. Mm-hmm. But still, a lot of drama, a lot of heavy stuff they're going to be playing. So we're going to see, I think the drama is going to come from the evolution of like the dark implications of how Saul's progressing.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Much like Walter did in Breaking Bad, obviously. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so basically, here's the premise. That has been here's basically this whole category for next few categories is the stuff we know, stuff we has been confirmed to be happening. So this is going to be set again. Vince Gilligan's words. This is going to be set 6 years before the events of Breaking Bad. This is 2002.
6 years. Okay.
6 years. 2002, because Breaking Bad started in 2008. Right. Big year.
Okay. Cool.
His name is Jimmy McGill and Sullivan.
Can I just speculate for that year, just for a second? Do you think we're going to see any sort of like post 9/11 type stuff in 2002?
Well, we'll give him an excuse to wear the ribbon.
Very true. Very true. I don't know. I'm just like that. Like I'm just kind of thinking in terms of like what was going on in that year and. That year was definitely like kind of like everyone sort of picking up the pieces from 9/11.
I'm not sure. There's a chance.
So I'm just wondering if that's going to be like kind of like I know it's not going to be like a big major theme.
I'm just saying they're a little far removed from they are set in Albuquerque, so I'm thinking a little far removed.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything though because 9/11 was like a huge like. I mean, yeah, New York was the ground zero, but I mean 9/11 was something that affected all of
if anything
9/11 practically like brought America to its knees for a couple of years.
Yes, what I if I were to speculate something, I would speculate that might make like the whole drug cartels and whatnot a little more of a bigger issue in that time.
Okay.
So basically, they need a little more scrutiny, and basically, like the cops would be maybe.
Sure. Okay, I see. Yeah, right. Like the cops are kind of
more skittish.
Sure, but I was also going to say maybe there's like kind of like more of an air of respect for authority after that, you know.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good, but that's a good theory.
Okay.
Anyway,
cool.
So let's see. So basically, what they've said is Saul will be starting out kind of a low-level guy who aspires to be a.
Hello? Oh no. You there? Oh, wonderful. Oh boy, I love it. Okay, well, I will pick up where Blue Dragon 5. Okay, thank you, Blue Dragon 5. So, series is, yeah, it's basically Saul is going to start off. He's going to be kind of like the timid lawyer, not so much the suave, cunning. Okay, there he is. There he is. Thank God. Thank God. I cannot do this on my own.
Hello?
You there? You
Sorry,
there?
I'm back. I'm back. So saying,
No, it's no problem.
well, what was the last thing I was saying?
It's just like the basic premise of the show. The storyline for the show is
Right. He starts off as kind of a low-level guy who aspires to be a successful attorney. Yeah, he has positive ideals at the get-go, and he starts off at his brother's law firm where his brother works at, called Hamlin and McGill. And again, it's kind of like a Walter White progression. Turns out he starts off as one thing, he'll progress to the lawyer we all know and love as Better Call Saul. So we see him start off as part of a team at first.
There's definitely like some moments in the trailer where I can definitely point out like the difference in his acting style.
Of course.
I'm very much looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, and what they've what's been said here is that Jimmy is going to blame himself for what they've really been hyping up, and I'm really intrigued by this. This character I can't wait to see. I'm really hyped because they have one of my favorite actors is playing this guy. Not my favorite, but, I really love this guy when he appears. Michael McKean is going to be playing Jimmy's brother Chuck, who we'll talk about in a moment, but. His brother Chuck, who has this mysterious ailment that they've been really keeping downplaying, it's some sort of mental illness. So the point is, what they have with Gilligan says that Jimmy is going to blame himself. There's going to be a lot of blame is going to be placed on him for his current state, his brother's current state, which is going to be why he feels so close to his brother, that he blames himself for his current state.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so yeah, that totally brings a dramatic edge to it. Sure.
Jimmy is really close to his brother. Apparently, he does respect him a lot, and there's a true bond there from what they've been typing up.
Okay.
And he was really connected to his brother, and yet he's still doing some stuff in relation to. He looks up to his brother. He's his older brother. And other things is his brother is housebound with this illness, so he can't leave the house.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'll speculate on that in just a moment when we get to the character. But so basically, we have a young, hopeful Saul before he creates his little niche of like being the lawyer who takes on every case in a strip mall. And a big line I would quote here for this, just to sum up what Chuck imparts on Saul, and like Saul kind of writes this off. I assume is going to be a huge thing. Like Saul just like writes off, yeah, I know, Chuck, I know. It's do good work. It's like, you know what to do, Saul. Yeah, do good work. The clients will come.
So it's kind of like Chuck's equivalent to with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes, and I think more so that, because think about it, Tiki, that is going to be Saul's bread and butter when he takes on Walter White and everyone. Is kind of
That's true. Yeah.
No matter how essentially, no matter how silly and off the walls you are, as long as you do good work, clients will come. So I think that's going to be a big selling point of the series. I think to me that just sounds like, to me at least, that's kind of the old adage of Mr. Chips turns into Scarface for free.
Yeah. Their mission statement. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So I guess now we can get into some characters. You want to start off with Chuck or something? I guess we can start off with Chuck.
Well, I mean, do you want to start off with? Well, I guess we kind of talked about Jimmy himself. I guess.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's start with Chuck.
Sure. So yeah, Chuck. I love Chuck. He's played with Michael McKean. Michael McKean, best known as from Laverne and Shirley as Lenny.
Okay.
From Lenny to Young Paul. Oh no, not these. Hello. That's right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. He was really. Also, he's in Short Circuit too for a lot of those.
I still need to see those Short Circuit movies. You reference them a lot.
He was King. He was King Larry in the Johnny Bravo show.
God. Okay.
Point is, he's done a lot of voice. He's done a lot of work with it. Anyway, so he's playing. I'm really curious what this mental illness is that he's being afflicted with specifically, how Saul brought it on.
Yeah, right. Do you think maybe it's some sort of traumatic case that Saul insisted that they took on or something like that?
I think Saul somehow
really bad implications.
I think Saul somehow trying. When I heard he was housebound, my initial go-to is that he's agoraphobic, maybe because something happened that Saul was responsible for.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
However, it sounds like it's, I don't know if it's Alzheimer's or what. It might be. I mean, again, you can only do so much with the mills, but they're really keeping it a secret, so I really wonder what it was. And the only indication, I don't know if you might be more in tune to this than I am. I have no guesses as to what it might be, because you see, like, he has food in a cooler in the trailer. I don't know if that has anything to do with, I don't know if he's confused or anything. That's what
Are you saying like food that wouldn't normally be in a cooler?
Well, I mean, it was like it's like fridge stuff was in a cooler. I'm assuming he doesn't have a fridge because he's that not well off, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. The point is, I have no guess. Yeah, I understand. That's the only thing that seems out of the ordinary. But I'm assuming he doesn't have a fridge. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. Okay.
So the point is, they keep making a big problem. He's wearing like one of those fireproof blankets.
Yeah, right.
He's wearing
Andre, I wouldn't go anywhere without my electric blanket. I'm sorry.
And he, and the other thing is, she's shouting at Jimmy, "I'm gonna get better." So this is really bugging him that he can't leave the house because of his condition, and he's aware of it, and he really wants to get past it. And
it sounds like really poignant stuff. It sounds like a really good way to kind of infuse a lot of dramatic tension into the series.
I just love this idea that Jimmy or Saul, we're going to keep going back and forth throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, we are.
you can expect that, folks. But anyway, so I love the idea that when I heard Michael McKean's guys, first of all, I was impressed. I just recognized him in the trailer. Oh my God, Michael McKean. And then I find, he's his brother. That's awesome. And Saul has a brother, and apparently he really likes his brother. He's not just like dude-town or anything. No, he's some genuine respect, and he's caring. And now I hear his brother's sick, and he's caring for him. I think, it's giving Saul some attention. Saul has his own Walter Jr., so to speak.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah.
Like his own Walter Jr. / maybe Jesse Pinkman in a way.
Oh God, right.
I mean, actually, Saul's kind of Jesse.
There are definitely characters in this show that I definitely think could be a direct connection to Jesse, but we'll talk about that.
Certainly. But I mean, I guess more so this guy's the Walter White to Jimmy's as Jesse Pinkman.
Absolutely, yeah.
The point is, I think it's really fascinating to give Saul a brother who, and basically the brother's whole shtick is that he's going to be imparting ethics onto Saul. He's the one who is his mentor and telling him, if you want to be a good lawyer, basically this is the guy who's actually the good lawyer in the family who's trying to introduce Jimmy into the business, getting to be a great lawyer like he is. So there's a noble purpose there. I love that. Yeah? Yeah. Anyway, so the thing is really interesting. Sorry, something in my throat.
Yeah.
And anyways, the point is, I think it's really interesting. I can't wait to see those two interact and what they're going to do and how dark things might get for him. Because I get a sense from the trailer that he might be betraying his brother at places during the show.
Ooh, okay. I mean, it's definitely going to be like a good sort of like progression of like, as the episodes go on, we're assuming that Chuck is going to get kind of like slide more and more into his mental illness.
Yes.
So, okay, interesting.
I can't wait to find out what's ailing him, because I'm sure it's going to be really jaw-dropping or something. Well, not okay. It can only be jaw-dropping to an extent. But I'm saying they've been really keeping it serious. It must be for a reason.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
we have a show
I'm thinking if they're keeping it serious, it might be something like really bizarre. Like some sort of really bizarre behaviors.
Yeah, they keep saying it's a unique one. It's a really unique one.
Okay. So if it was unique, I would roll out Alzheimer's then, because there's apparently a ton of Alzheimer's stuff in the media.
And Saul somehow brought this on, so it makes trauma must be involved somehow.
My guess would be some sort of post-traumatic stress based on something that Saul got them into.
That he can't come out of the house because of it.
Right. But who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. The point is, it's really interesting. Okay, so then we got Howard Hamlin.
Now, this is the guy who, in the trailer, he's like, "What can we do for you, Jimmy?" Right?
Yeah, guy. I don't know. I instantly like the actor. I don't know who the actor is. I like this guy.
Let me see if he's done anything. But go on, talk.
So Howard Hamlin, essentially, he's going to be Saul's rival. From what I hear Vince Gilligan talk about the guy, he's not going to be the villain per se. He's just going to be a rival. Like kind of like he's the guy who's basically what Saul wants to be.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So the idea,
okay. I know this guy. You don't know him, but he's because you're not a horror fan, but he's the preacher in The Last Exorcism. I really like that horror movie. Okay, yeah, No, I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that movie. He's a really good actor. Okay, nice.
So yeah, so Hamlin obviously, I assume Hamlin's father, and maybe not his brother, because it's called Hamlin, and McGill. So Chuck helped found the law firm, the big fancy law firm that Hamlin essentially owns.
Yeah.
And
right,
so if McGill's not going to the meetings, presumably he's not.
I think this guy's going to be kind of like a better developed version of Elliot.
Oh yeah. The
You know, kind of like the guy who like they were in business together, but then
Gretchen and Elliot. I forget the last names. Gretchen.
The Schwartzes.
Schwartz. I knew it. Why did I not say Schwartz? Yeah. I'm thinking of Christmas Story. That's why.
Oh God. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
So his point is he's going to be his rival first. You're right. He could go the Schwartz direction. But he's a successful one. He kind of envies, but he also really doesn't like this guy because he's. Even, I'm getting a sense he's going to be even more swarmy, like just basically the more straightforward. Like, yeah, I'm much better than you.
Right.
And Jimmy, you can't disprove that because I am literally much more successful than you. I own this, but I got here.
It's people like him in real life that really get under my skin.
Yeah, essentially he's kind of his boss too, because again he does own the majority of the thing. So two hands in there. I assume maybe his father started the thing along with him or brother. We'll see how that goes. Maybe it's a sister. Who knows? Hamlin. Okay, so then we have I assume from the trailers the number 2, or at least a big character in the series is going to be Kim Wexler.
Yeah, do we know? We don't know all that much about her, do we?
Here's what we know. We know that Kim Wexler, she's essentially, the way I kind of summarize the description here is that she's kind of Saul's conformist pal. Like, she's the one who went with the system of the law firm. Basically, it's like kind of she and Saul start off in the same place, but she was more of a yes man. She kind of turned up more successful towards Hamlin's side here. And he's jealous. Like, she has like a whole persona of like, she's like the perfect lawyer on the job. After the job, she's like, that guy's up.
Okay, cool. I like that. Nice.
And like Saul would be like, yeah, I get you, still I'm jealous of you.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna have an interesting relationship, perhaps, and maybe she'll end up being one of his many wives. But we'll get to that when we get to what we know.
God.
what we prior knowledge. Yeah. But anyways, the last one to talk about here, huge one to talk about here.
Well, hold on. Let's if we're gonna go with the previous Breaking Bad character, let's save him for last.
Well, who else do we have?
Well, we have Nacho. Let's talk about Nacho.
Well, okay.
We don't know much about him, but he's going to be like, we saw him in the trailer a little bit, so my guess is he's going to be a little bit Tuco-esque. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say I would be surprised if he didn't have some sort of Tuco connection.
Well, I think I know exactly who he's going to be. I was going to say that for like prior Breaking Bad knowledge, if it's all right. But because otherwise we know nothing about this guy. You might as well save it for what he could be.
Oh, fair enough. And just really quickly, I wanted to bring up on Wikipedia. It says out there these two haven't been cast yet, but this is kind of my Jesse Pinkman connection. Is that there's going to be twin skateboarders named Zach and Luke.
Oh yeah, we see these guys in the trailer. They're the ones.
Oh, do we? Okay. Yeah, well, then Wikipedia's wrong that they're uncast then.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's different ones. I'm just saying. I remember there are two kind of blonde kids who were like on the street. They look like they're on bikes or something too. But they might. I don't know. There are two kids on the street. I've seen them in many shots in the trailer that Saul's talking to. Like he's going to represent them.
Okay.
So maybe they might be kind of funny if Saul had like some reoccurring clients.
They could perhaps be the Badger and Skinny Pete of the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could be kind of these like the guys in the streets. They're kind of
like I said, if they are we have pretty much confirmed they're going to work Jesse in, right? That's been confirmed.
Well, no, that I thought it was like up in the air of whether he's going to be in or not.
I thought it was confirmed, but okay, fair enough.
At first I heard no, but then I hear anything's possible, so I don't know.
If it were up to me, I'd say absolutely don't have him in if Saul's going to interact with him, but I digress. I
have my theories for Pinkman. We'll get to those.
But if they are going to work him in, I think these two characters are going to be the way they'll do it. That's my theory, though.
Yeah.
But
okay. So let's go into the big elf in the room that we love to death.
Mr. Ehrmantraut.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Mike. We love Mike, don't we?
Yes, we love Mike. We love him to pieces. Anyways, and Mike we see is a parking attendant.
Mm-hmm.
To begin with, asking says, parking, that'll be $3. If you'd like to go back inside the building, get a sticker to validate your parking. Otherwise, I need $3. Now, the point is that Mike is in a really interesting place. We see in the series. He's just starting out as a parking, most likely an undercover job, perhaps, or maybe at the way they're kind of selling it is that maybe he's genuinely starting out here with some things in his horizon.
Well, what did they said about like where he started? Have they said anything in particular? Because that was definitely my theory, was that him being the parking lot attendant is definitely going to be like more than meets the eye.
Yeah. I'm saying, well, we do know he used to be a police officer.
Beat cop, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we knew he used to be a.
Maybe he's in between jobs right now.
You know, there's a chance of that, but then again, because they say it's 6 years, I'm going to assume he has stuff going on the side, but not as like. To be honest, I don't think he's. Okay, I'll get into my space when we get to, but that. Yeah, you're right. I think he's got stuff going on the side, but this is just like a cover job. But he might be working at like a mundane angle. He's actually.
I mean, I'd be very interested if this was where he was starting out, but it's just like with Breaking Bad, he was a very interesting character in that, like, he literally starts out the first time we see him. Literally, his first words are "Saul Goodman sent me."
Yes.
So. At first, you know, in his first season or two, he was very much the guy that was connected to Saul before we kind of transitioned into him being more connected to Gus. So, if they're going to work Gus into the show somehow, I think he is going to definitely be the way they do that.
Well, I know how they work him in, but I'll get to that in just literally a moment after I say the same about Mike here. So, I'm going to say that... I'm going to say Mike, there's a chance Mike just might be starting out, he might have stuff going on the side, but not as much. Like, he's waiting to be hired by other people, and Saul might be one of those first people to hire him. So he's actually earning like an income from the parking kind of thing, which he's doing because it's actually a job to support. But when he gets private jobs on the side, then he'll take them on, they'll pay off. But then that money will eventually.
I can see that. Okay.
So maybe that, but I assume regardless he's going to have stuff going on the side. He doesn't have a record behind him of stuff.
Right.
Okay, so in terms of here's the prior knowledge, halfway getting into speculation.
I might not even know any of this, so I'm excited.
Okay, so this is the stuff. Now here's the stuff we absolutely know was in Breaking Bad. That there's a very extremely great possibility that it will be in the series. Otherwise, it's stuff they could definitely go into in the future of the show. Okay. So we know Saul's had a few ex-wives, and one of them slept with his. Right. And one of them slept with his stepfather.
Oh, snap.
So he's had a few ex-wives, so there's always that plot line you can go to. Like, marry him off a few times. Oh, yeah. So he could go horribly. He and his secretary have a bit of an on and off again relationship, Francesca.
Are we talking honey tits?
Yes, that's her. HT, as Saul nicknames her too.
Yeah. I like it. It's endearing. I think it's endearing.
Maybe we should walk home together.
Actually, when they first announced Better Call Saul, the first thing I instantly thought of was Saul, HT, and Huel. Like, just those three. And I think it's kind of a shame that we're probably not going to get to see Huel, because he just hired Huel.
Well, it was never confirmed that he just hired Huel. I mean, no, the thing is, he might have been working with
He was looking for a bodyguard, though. He was looking for one.
But he might have known him, though.
That's true. Well, I hope that we see Huel, because Huel is like, oh my god, I love Huel. But
yeah, we all love Huel.
I'm one of those people where I kind of think it would have been great if literally the last shot of Breaking Bad was Huel waiting in the safe house.
Nah.
I would have loved that. Anyways.
Remember, that's like months ago, so he would have presumably moved.
Yeah, I know. That's the joke.
Anyway, so here's the big thing. Here's the huge thing to speculate on. For stuff we do know, that is kind of, it basically ties in all our other characters coming into it. So, if you recall, huge moment, when Walter and Jesse officially meet Saul. Not just a little meeting of Mr. Mayhew when they meet Saul in the desert. They kidnap him to get him to help them. You'll notice he's petrified in terror, basically because he sees a hole and he's being forced out, and he can't talk. Seemingly he can't talk his way out of it. And he's pleading for his life by mentioning these statements. It was Ignacio! Ignacio!
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
Ignacio, which could potentially be Nacho.
Okay,
It could be the long form of Nacho. Also, he's referencing his captors as the cartel, and he mentions Eladio. Now, Eladio, it sounds a lot like Eladio, what he says. It's hard to make out, but it sounds a lot like Eladio, which is Don Eladio.
Oh, yeah, okay, right.
Don Eladio, big leader of the cartel, who, of course, has ties to Gus Fring.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were Mike, I would tell my boss, Gus Fring, that this guy is running with the crowd, such as Ignacio or Nacho, perhaps, and perhaps Nacho involved with the cartel somehow, maybe betraying the cartel, getting some representation from Saul, putting him in danger, seeking retaliation from Don Eladio, who Gus wants to avoid that happening, because he has plans for him down the line, perhaps.
Indeed.
Stuff to speculate on. So basically, that whole meeting scene between them, it might have definite ramifications. That's the thing I was always wondering. When I heard the show announced, we got to get an answer to who Saul's talking about.
Right.
And I'm just saying, when I listened to it again, just Ignacio, Nacho, and just Don Eladio.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I would have never caught that.
So I'm saying that whole cartel thing, and Saul was really scared of him, and that never did get solved until Eladio died in Salute. And again, I mentioned Salute because it ties into Eladio.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so again,
Don Eladio is dead. His men are dead. You can either leave with your hands full or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or die here. So also again, it'd be great to see him meeting Huel, maybe Patrick QB, or QB was Bill Burr, right?
I forgot about QB.
I always loved Bill Burr. I can never remember his name, but apparently it's QB.
Yeah.
So again, those are people he can meet. We'll get into. I guess let's touch just you want to save the rest of them for speculate the predictions, or do you want to go to the trailer? Let's go to the trailer then. So what did we exactly see in the trailer? So we saw some distinct shots to point out. You saw getting arrested.
Indeed.
My name's Jimmy McGill. Saul's going to get in some trouble with the law, of course.
Can I just mention my favorite shot in the trailer?
What is your favorite shot in the trailer?
Okay, I love this. This is just totally reflects how Odenkirk is gonna play this character as opposed to Breaking Bad.
Is it you, Will Atone?
No. It's when his cell phone's ringing and he just answers it, and he's just kind of shaking, obviously very nervous. He's just like, law offices of James McGill.
Trying to sound like a secretary.
Yeah. Okay. I love that because it's you could just see the timidness in him, that he totally doesn't have in Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, in Breaking Bad he's timid, but you know what I mean. It's with this, it's he's totally just out of his element in that shot.
An element I'd like to see. I don't know if they're gonna go this far, but if Saul does in fact get arrested, if he can't talk his way out of getting fully booked or whatnot, so he can get out of there, it'd be kind of cool. If his brother was such a good lawyer that he could just call and get him off. Call and get him out.
Call Chuck.
Yeah. And again, maybe that kind of inspires where the name comes from. Better Call.
Oh, right. Perhaps. We'll see.
We'll see. Anyway,
it's called Better Call Saul, so we definitely need some origin of the name.
I have some predictions about that.
Okay.
Anyway, so we see Saul wants. He's having a discussion with Chuck kind of about the ethics of the business, and Chuck warns him, you gotta have some ethics. Remember, you're doing it for desperate people come to you for assistance. No, it's not about the money. It's all about the money.
Oh yeah, very, very Breaking Bad line.
Saul really wants the money and the success of it all. Of course, we know that it's going to end up with he will have money, but he's going to be have a bad reputation.
Yeah.
And he's going to do it through very unethical means.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. So we see him. See the law firm. I'm talking about the extended trailer, mind you. The extended trailer. We see the law firm. Looks like there's a little plot line, a little light on the trailer. We'll see how it plays out. That the law firm apparently is trying to I get the intention they're trying to force Chuck out because he owns, and then Jimmy pointed out that he owns 1/3 of it, obviously in the name, so he's the third in the name, McGill.
I could see that. Yeah. Okay.
Because he
okay.
has, think about it, he hasn't left his house, and they said, "Hey, look, he's."
Right.
But essentially, what's said is like if he wants to claim his own sabbatical, that's one thing. And then now here's the important part. Now Saul says, "Look, if you want him, cash him out." Then, so he says cash him out. It sounds like he's either selling his brother out or he's just trying to do it for his own good.
Fair enough. Okay.
He says cash him out already. Like basically, he's asking why don't you just cash him out then?
Mm-hmm.
Might be Saul trying to fill in for that McGill while the other McGill gets out. Maybe that's his play, which obviously won't work out.
Okay.
Maybe that's his firing scene. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We see kind of Nacho making some threats, just kind of scaring him in the interrogation room.
Yes, and when I first saw this, I totally thought this was Tuco, and I freaked out, and I feel dumb.
Yeah. And of course, we have his debacle with Mike, which is really funny.
Well, then of course there was that extended clip that we saw that got us all hyped up for Mike in the show.
Yeah, Saul, Jimmy is pulling up the window, and Saul just being stopped by Mike in the window. Jonathan Banks is a wonderful human being. He's fantastic. He's just we love Mike. We heart him to death here. So he's saying. That'll be $3. I'm invalidated. Well, that's nice, but I still need $3. You can give me $3, or you can go in there and get a sticker, and you can continue being validated. It says, "Employee of the month over here." Point of Saul. We can assume Saul's had a bad day.
Indeed.
And that's going to result in him having a standoff relationship with Mike. I just assume the relationship is going to be built on. Saul has a lousy day. He comes out there every day or whatnot, and then Mike's gonna be the guy's stickler because Jimmy never has that $3.
Okay.
And that's one day he's gonna snap, and then Mike's gonna just put the arm behind the back and throw him around a little bit. And here's the mundane stuff with Mike is always fantastic. He's such a stickler for the $3.
Mm-hmm.
If he has a job to do, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it really well, whether it's cover or not.
Indeed.
Just the idea is he's like a toll booth parking attendant guy. It's awesome. I love that. So again, also I mentioned Chuck just yelling, "I will get better."
Right. And of course, you will atone speech.
Lawyers are like health insurance. You pray you don't need it, but it's not having it, not smart.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Okay, so I guess let's see. You want to get into some predictions and hopes?
Let's do it. So
let me lay out this grand prediction. I kind of laid out for you previously. Again, Nacho equals the cartel, the threat of the cartel, him getting into trouble, involved in the cartel, maybe going to Saul, saying, "Hey, listen," as we saw in that little clip trailer, "Hey, you're going to represent me whether you like it or not, or else we're going to have the cartel go after you." Perhaps.
I definitely think that's going to be a big point of tension in the series for sure.
And perhaps that's when Mike starts to get involved and they have a grudging thing of I'm going to help you out because I have to, and I'm not going to tell you why. Remember, now Saul, in theory, Saul can never meet Gus.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't even know Gus's name. Remember, he doesn't know Gus's name. He only knows the guy who knows the guy, and that guy is Mike.
Right.
Gus.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Gus might be helping Saul out on the side there.
But we don't know if this series is going to be just all from Saul's point of view, or if there's going to be other we don't know if Mike is going to get a side storyline of his own. You know what I mean?
I would assume so. They've done that with Mike previously. He's had his own side stories.
Right. I'm just saying we don't necessarily know the general direction of the show just yet.
Well, another thing that I should have mentioned this earlier, but another thing sounds really interesting. I'm going to say that the two big things they've said in the premise is that this show will they'll do kind of Breaking Bad style famed flashbacks of how they integrate the timing thing of they're going to see something out of sequence and have the great openings and closings and stuff. Payoffs.
Breaking Bad obviously perfected the art of the cold open, and it's something that almost every TV show is doing these days, and I give them a ton of credit for that.
So they'll be also working in some of those time jumps there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like how we started with Walter with hair and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, also let's see what else. Oh yeah, the other thing is that I'm trying to think it was the time jumps or something else. Well, so I'll get back to it.
Mm.
Yeah, anyway, let's see. You got some stuff? I have
Yeah,
more. I'm wondering if you want to go through some.
yeah. I have a little bit of a rant. Can I get into that?
Oh well, let's save the rant for just a moment.
Okay. In terms of my speculation, like I said, I definitely think these twin skateboarders are going to be our connection to Jesse Pinkman if we get Jesse Pinkman in the series. What else? What else do I have? Do we think we're going to see Los Polos in the show, just as a location?
Of course. And maybe that might be definitely a good way to get a cameo of Gus Fring.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Certainly. They always have that option.
Now, I always thought that one of the missed opportunities with Breaking Bad is that I would have loved to see a cold open of Jesse and Walt's class. So maybe we can get a little bit of that with the twins. Maybe there's one classroom scene with Mr. White in it.
I've always been told. I've been telling you that from the beginning for this show. Like, oh, it'd be great if it was like heard like the outside of the class or just heard his voice or something.
Right.
So I'm all for that. But I know the most likely we're going to get Walter White in the series.
Okay.
I remember one of the promos. He got some really cool, neat little promos. Like you see Saul like in the shirts and the his multicolored shirts in his car wash, a lawyer up on it, and his car's going through a car wash, which makes me think Walt might be the guy washing his car off to the side. There.
Oh, there you go.
And so like I'm saying we're not even gonna have him meet because again he would recognize him, but no, it's probably gonna be just like Walter's in the background washing the car.
Just a quick cut, just a quick shot. Oh man.
Or like after he drives off, Walt's like, like rolling his eyes like.
Well, it's kind of funny because with the Saul character, like I kind of feel that what was that one guy? The guy that Walt blows up his car. Ted? No, not Ted. You know who I'm talking about.
Well, no, it was just some jerk who's like something wins. I think it might have been Ted wins or something wins.
Something wins. Yeah, right. I feel dumb for not knowing that, but I almost feel like that character was almost kind of like the prototype of Saul.
No, this guy was intentionally obnoxious. Like he was a jerk. He talked about women in line. It's like, oh, this girl's attractive. You should see her.
Yeah, just like Saul does.
No, I mean, like, look, big mouth on the phone. No one likes this guy. At least Saul has a charm about him when he's doing it. Like, he's trying to please people, not to offend them.
Fair enough.
I mean, he doesn't.
I'm just saying he's kind of definitely like a swarmy, kind of like snake type character. Anyways.
So I'm trying to. What was I say? Like
Ken wins. I think it is. Is it Ken?
Oh yeah, Ken. Yeah, you're right. It's Ken wins.
Ken wins.
It's a matter. They give him like kind of like a Ken, like kind of your average, like jerk.
Right.
He's like kind of like a bland name like Ken.
All right.
So I'm just trying to think real quick. There was time jumps, and they're gonna have a trademark. Wait, I remember. Okay, so in addition to time jumps, the big thing is in the series, you're gonna have like more context on events. Like we're gonna have some cool lead ups, like seeing make Breaking Bad really rewatchable. Like you don't need the show to watch Breaking Bad, but if you watch the show, make Breaking Bad all the more. You'll see events put into place and have like a lot more dimension behind them, pretty much.
That's so really exciting. Cool. That's really because Breaking Bad is already like so damn rewatchable as it is.
Yeah.
So to just add another layer to Breaking Bad is incredible.
So here's some additional stuff. So okay. one thing I would like to see, I love to see a bond develop with Saul and Mike.
Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm sure that's kind of a reluctant bond.
Yeah, and with that bond, here's an idea of maybe something they could bond over.
Okay.
I'm just throwing some stuff out there because I never got quite a gauge on Mike's granddaughter, but maybe Saul's there when she's born.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
Well, I mean, when
why would he be?
Well, I mean, like they're just getting involved maybe with this cartel business, or something like just like. Okay, let me say this. Maybe not born, but he finds out. He gets the call. Like he finds out about it. Oh, congratulations or something, or like kind of like that. I always wonder if they could be at Mike's house or not. Like, I don't know how guarded Mike is about letting people into his house or not. So maybe like she'd be there in the crib or something, like he did to Walter all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally see a scene where Mike is where Saul is interacting with the granddaughter for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, him physically being in the room when she's born is a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, then not born. I'm saying when he's in the when she's born, maybe he knows about it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
At the very least, here's what I would like there to be a connection, maybe involved. I always love the bond between Mike and his granddaughter, Kaylee.
Oh yeah, totally.
Here's just something I definitely would like to see though, if they could do it. Maybe they have Rocky starts the basis. Oh, that's your granddaughter. Like, maybe just have her in there. I don't know how old she'd be, but once she's there, just Mike says, "Okay, you never come to my house again. You understand? You interact with this girl. I will cut you. You understand me?"
I can see that.
So Mike pretty much is scolding him. Then maybe something happens to Mike, or Mike is in legal trouble. Saul bails him out. But in the meantime, maybe like one of two things. Maybe Saul has to watch the girl for an episode or something. or maybe the point is shenanigans, or maybe he does something really nice for her about like this whole he puts the trust fund in place for her and whatnot.
Okay, yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah,
the point is like Saul
for sure.
Saul in some way should stick up for him. Maybe that's what starts the bond between two.
Nice. Okay, cool. I like that.
That's what I'm kind of speculating. Maybe the bond develops and we'll get to Mike's heart, something involving his granddaughter because he loves that girl to death. It's amazing.
You know, Mike's just like, oh, Jesus, this guy's a real... he's a piece of work, but you know what? At the end of the day, he means well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's no harm to me. He's just a moron, but, yeah. Also, I have... So I think we're going to get the name drop to Better... I think we're going to get the name drop to Better Call Saul, the business and everything. I think it's going to start in episode 2 and forward, perhaps. I think we're going to get the name in 2.
How do you figure that? How do you figure that they're going to have the Saul name as soon as episode 2?
Well, no, not... Well, I mean the...
You mean building up to the actual title? So you mean like the Better Call part of it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm saying I think progressively we're going to start getting tight because at some point, let me run this big question by you. When do you think he's going to start the Better Call Saul business? Again, mind you, the series is called Better Call Saul. It might be an ironic title, like, oh, the series leads up to him until like the last season of it. They're going to.
Yeah, that is a good question. That is a good question to ponder.
So, do you think like the end of this season will be I'm going to start my own business? What are you going to call it? Better Call Saul. And season 2.
I'm trying to think. Do we have any in the series? Do we have any sort of like record of how long he's been doing it? I don't think so, right?
Okay, so let's say 6 years. Yeah, well, obviously he's doing it before he met Walt. He had a lot of commercials at that point, but he might be just doing it under the radar before. So the thing is, the question, I'm wondering how fast they're gonna progress with this stuff. And again,
that's a really good question. I honestly had never pondered before. Like, I never even thought of the possibility that, because you see, to me, when I heard the premise, I always kind of pictured the title as like an ironic title, like you said. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there is a lot of story stuff to him, like starting up the business and everything.
Yeah,
just out of the blue, I think we need to reference that laser tag place.
Oh yeah, there are definitely. Okay. Also, I would like the vacuum cleaner guy to be. I want him to meet the vacuum cleaner guy. I definitely want that. That's something I definitely really want.
I really want him to just get fixated on that laser tag.
No, I just want him to be like stuck with him. Like, what am I going to do with this? Just just keep me in mind if you want to.
Right. Oh God. Okay, no, but yeah, that's a really interesting idea, though. You know, like if it were up to me, I'd probably say have season 1 stick out on its own without any sort of reference to it. Have season 2 maybe be building towards him starting his own business, and maybe have season 2 like him kind of getting into the whole like, oh, maybe I should have a more Jewy sounding name. You know what I mean? And then maybe season 3 onwards would be Better Call Saul and him actually in business. Saul Goodman.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something they should. We should definitely see like the whole Homeboys thing he mentioned transpire. Perhaps the big name-changing moment of he walks in and he's about taking on as a client, like really tough-looking guys, and he says, "Name's James," or like he's about to say, his name's Saul Goodman. Oh, Goodman. Oh, you must know your stuff.
I mean, we don't know. It could be as early as like midway through season 1. Who knows?
I mean, I'm just saying. I think we're gonna get some sort of reference to it in 2, because again, I'm saying it's more like we're gonna get. I don't expect it to be in 1, because the only reason I'm bringing the big thing, reason I'm bringing the name thing up is all the promo stuff is like it's stuff that directly relates to the business. Better Call Saul. You know, like the multicolored shirts, the lawyer up car.
Very true. Very true.
That's the thing. I'm just wondering, like all the payphones and stuff, Better Call. So I wonder how fast he's going to build a name, because I'm wondering if there's any way, if they did time jumps, there's a chance they might be seeing in since episode 2. So maybe the business is only in the time jumps, and we circle back.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
I know too much, and one of the too much things I know involves time jumps.
Right. Hold on, rant 1 second longer.
Okay.
So we'll wrap up on the episode thing. No, on the name thing. So I don't know. I wonder if it's like a building. Just look at the progression of one of my favorite. Season 1 and 2, I love Breaking Bad. Just look at the progression of season 1. By the episode 4 mark, that's when we start going to the fact, okay, now we get the really cool premise after episode 3 is people are hooked now, so what are we going to do with it? Let's address the whole cancer money thing. So he had an easy out laid out for him, but he didn't take it. So I think at that point, I'm thinking by midway, like, not midway point, but like by the episode like 5 or 6-ish point is when we might start tapping into the whole starting a business. And I'm going to run a big theory by you for the name.
Go for it.
Here's my big prediction for the end of season 1. It's a big and it's going to break my heart, but I think this is the way they might go with it as a kind of a gutsy, maybe reference to Jesse Pinkman also. Not directly. Not directly, I'm just saying ish.
Okay.
Because I love Chuck, and I love the idea of Chuck. I haven't even seen the guy. I'm in love with him. I'm getting the sense he might be dying at the end of season 1.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm thinking he might be trying to start the business as McGill, or Better Call McGill or something. Hence the name, maybe Chuck involved in that, the McGill name. McGill name dies with Chuck, perhaps. Maybe next season then it's called.
That's a good theory. I like that. Okay.
Because you remember, there's like a shot in the trailer, like there's like a door, just like says, the office of James Beale, a little paper thing taped to the door. So maybe the name will die with Chuck if Chuck dies. I'm thinking Chuck's gonna die, if not as a result of just him naturally dying. Maybe the cartel gets to him.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know if the cartel is going to get to him or not. I think Saul's going to definitely feel responsible for it. But I think Chuck,
thematically, it would work a lot better if he died based on the illness.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. I think that's definitely going to be a result, because it looks like Chuck. I'm getting a sense from this first episode that Chuck's not in a good state. It's going to get worse, and eventually you'll end with him dying, Jimmy being. I think the moment Jimmy gets a success by the end of the season, like I think the business should be set in place by the end of the season fully, just minus the name.
Okay.
His brother dies, and then he completely loses his kind of. He starts to lose.
Maybe in that respect, maybe season 1 builds towards the business, and maybe season 2 kind of builds towards him crafting the actual persona of Saul Goodman.
Yeah, like I think basically Jimmy McGill dies with his brother, perhaps.
Okay.
So, it's like if Jimmy McGill dies with his brother, and also his ethics start to die a lot with his brother, because his brother's imparting him like the goodness of being a lawyer. Maybe his brother finds out. Maybe the stress kind of really accelerates his condition of finding out how underhanded his brother is kind of being with these people. Maybe that's like contributing to, like, oh, I taught you, and you're doing this, and then maybe he goes out of the house and then he has almost like a really big panic attack, not a stroke. I'm not sure if you get a stroke from a big panic attack if you went out there, like if you're agoraphobic, perhaps.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Again, we're not sure what the condition is, so we'll find out. So the point is, I think I think that we need some tragedy with Saul, perhaps, like a lot of tragedy behind the Saulness.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm thinking, I think
you're really on the right track.
I mean, I'll bet you money that Chuck's gonna buy it at some point in this series.
Okay.
If not 1, then 2. If one of those seasons he's gonna die, I'm assuming 1, because that would be kind of like the homage to Jesse Pinkman supposing to die at the
There you go.
It's gonna crush me, because I love him. I think they're gonna make us fall in love with Chuck, and he's gonna be our Jane, I think.
Oh God. Right.
Yeah. Okay, let's see this. Let's get into anything. Oh, you can get into your rant, and we'll get into this remaining stuff.
Can I go get on a rant now? I have permission?
Yeah, it better be cryptic.
Okay, so Entertainment Weekly Yeah, screw you, Entertainment Weekly, because I've been burned once by Entertainment Weekly in regards to Breaking Bad. I have been burned once, and I will not soon forget it. The one time I was burned was the opening of the second part of season 5, where in their review, in Breaking Bad's review of in Entertainment Weekly's review of season 5, literally the very first thing that they write in their review, the first paragraph, is a blow-by-blow description of the cold opening. You know, like, oh, season 5B starts with Walter White entering his old house, and he's got the beard and everything, and he recovers the ricin, and then he walks out, and and the whole thing. Like they even spoil the oranges and everything. Blue Dragon 5, I was outraged. I was absolutely appalled by this, because one of my big things, being a Breaking Bad fan, is how are they going to open each season? You know, because each season starts so memorably. You know what I mean? We have season 1, obviously the very first scene of the series is, really sets the tone for the whole thing. Walter White coming out in his underwear, recording the message to his family. Then season 2, we have the big cryptic teddy bear thing leading up to the plane crash. Season 3, we have the twins and that bizarre crawling scene and everything like that. So I was pissed. I was absolutely pissed.
One thing, I think you get your the opening and second half of. Wait a second. Was that? That was
no, the second half. The opening to the second half is like it's the flash forward, and the house is all run down, and Walt beard.
Right, I'm just trying to think. Are you sure Are you sure? I'm probably confused, so ignore me if I'm wrong here. But are you sure that the opening wasn't him at the Denny's?
No, that was the opening to season 5A. Not 5B.
Oh, okay.
5A was the Denny's.
Yeah, sorry, the AMC thing got me screwed up. They've been re-airing on the AMC. That's why. Forget what I said. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You got it.
Yeah, and now it's funny because like there had been a lot of set photos of the house all boarded up and stuff. So I knew that was coming. I knew we were going to see the house in a flash forward and it was going to be boarded up, and that was cool. I was fine with knowing that. It just absolutely pissed me off that they spoiled everything. They spoiled him going back to the house. They spoiled him getting the ricin. They spoiled the Carol bit. They spoiled the oranges.
Bear in mind, folks, it sounds a lot worse because if you come back after like the ending of the first half of season 5, I'm pretty sure a bunch of cliffhangers, and then you come into it and basically, no matter what, it's just told to you of like this is where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is shit. And at that point of like, oh man, things are boarded up. The Ricin's coming into play. Neighbor named Carol. Oh my god! So it was
literally like it wasn't that far before I think it was like maybe like a day or two before the premiere of season 5B, and I was all the more upset by that because I was going out of my way to avoid spoilers. I knew spoilers were out there, but I was going out of my way to avoid them. So, I picked up the Entertainment Weekly, had an awesome cover with Breaking Bad on it. I flipped through the review. That's immediately what I see. And So I'm sorry, how does this tie into Better Call Saul? I'm sorry. Yeah.
There was one thing. Wait, so you knew it was a review of the episode going into it?
I knew it was a review, but I did not think they were just going to outwardly spoil everything.
Well, yeah, I guess if it is before the episode, you wouldn't expect a spoiler in there, I guess.
Especially, like, outwardly. It's like Entertainment Weekly obviously doesn't understand the significance of a Breaking Bad cold open and the fact that shit should be kept a secret.
Okay, so as it relates to Better Call Saul.
Okay, so Better Call Saul, Entertainment Weekly released their review, and guess what? Guess what the first paragraph was?
Yeah, MB, tread lightly so we don't spoil for the fine folks and myself.
Okay, well, the first paragraph was a blow-by-blow description of the first scene of the series. I'm throbbing at the mouth. I'm literally throbbing at the mouth right now.
Right.
Okay, so being cryptic, it involves the time jumps,
Mm-hmm.
It involves a Cinnabon.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
It involves time jumps, and it's kind of like maybe trying to say it's gonna be like
It might be a preconceived notion of the show before any announcements or information was given about it.
there you go. Thank you.
That's the most
And
cryptic
it's
we can
gonna
get.
be like it might be like kind of like I'm wondering how much of a framing device. I'm wondering if we're gonna see more of it, or if it's just gonna be in the first episode. I'm wondering if it's gonna be like an ongoing framing device.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if we do get a storyline from that timeline, that's actually something that I'm gonna be really happy about, because it means that in a way it is kind of a Breaking Bad sequel.
Yeah, I'm getting the sense that it's something that it's like a time jump that may in fact, if not be related to the season, might be related to the series as a whole.
Right, exactly.
Right.
It's definitely going to set the tone for Saul's character, set the tone for like, okay, this is where Saul is now. How did he get to this point?
Certainly. So a few other characters would be nice to see in the series. I definitely want Crazy 8.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Crazy 8 is so underrated. Cause I say this because probably if not my favorite episode, then one of my favorite episodes of Breaking Bad is Big Crazy 8. I love the third episode of Breaking Bad. That's the one that hooked me on it. So I love that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And Crazy 8 was a really cool scene between him and Walter. I wouldn't mind giving Crazy 8 some credit by bringing him back. Because the thing you do in Breaking Bad, you always bring people back.
I forget the name of his character, but what about Danny Trejo?
Oh yeah, he's the turtle guy.
Yeah. Like I said, I forget his name.
Oh well, I mean he's welcome back. I'm just trying to think.
Tortuga. That's his name, Tortuga.
I mean, I assume they can bring if the cartels get involved with like Nacho's thing. I could see him that maybe. Also, here's an interesting idea. Again, I'm not sure. Again, be kind of here's a funny way just again give more context to Breaking Bad events that are huge. Basically, I could see a way that Saul essentially could be responsible for all of Breaking Bad.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, it's an out there idea.
Okay.
It's a simple one though. What if? Follow me on this. What if Saul was the one who bailed Emilio out?
Okay. Gotcha.
So, follow me on this, folks. Here's the chart here. So, remember, way back in episode 1, that awesome pilot we got that changed the face of television for about 5 to 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
Again, 6 years perhaps. 6 years there. This whole mess started after Walt, he's going after the cook with Jesse. So again, that's one thing. But the thing kind of started the wave of crime and so on. Hank's pursuit of Walt and everything was the fact that Emilio was sold up the river by Crazy 8.
Mm.
He was sold up the river, and then he came back and he was pissed off, and they were going to get you see who was it encroaching on their turf or just see what Pinkman? Oh, see what Pinkman was up to. Pinkman, it was revenge against Pinkman.
I can't tell you for sure. It's been a while.
I believe it was revenge against Pinkman because they went there to see they found Merritt Pinkman went to them trying to sell them product from the new cook, and they said, "Oh yeah, sure," but then they double crossed him. So.
Right. Okay, yeah.
The point is, Emilio got out of prison. He said, "Oh yeah, Emilio, that guy. I mean, he must have been snitching to the cops or something." He says, "What was you saying about me?" So the point is, Emilio, because Emilio got out there, he's the one that turned things violent and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Saul was the one who got him out of jail because he was in jail.
That's true. Good theory.
I mean, Crazy 8 didn't even foresee that. Crazy 8 just sold him up the river, but still Emilio got out because of Saul and because of that.
Right.
Murder, leads, upgrading the methods. The methods. That's funny.
Oh god.
Anyway, so the point is, maybe he's responsible for all Breaking Bad. Perhaps.
I mean,
also,
kind of funny, like the idea of maybe Saul kind of having kind of a little bit of a Murphy's Law effect on everything.
yeah.
Like he's kind of like the chaotic force that just comes in and fucks everything up.
Yeah, he's the he's the bookcase.
Yeah. Oh god.
Anyway, so also the way we easily fit Jesse Pinkman into this series is I just show him and his gang of pals, him, Skinny Pete and Badger and Combos on the streets just doing their stuff and just they'd be around.
Hmm.
They never meet, so would they be around? And perhaps like Jesse's friends could seek, except for Badger and Jesse themselves, could maybe seek. Jesse heard from someone that Saul Goodman was good.
Yeah, right. Like you can't directly, like he can't directly meet Jesse or Badger, but he can directly meet Skinny Pete or Combo.
Yeah. Just they meet him. Like, plus, he has a different name, so even if they told him, like, oh yeah, he's got a lawyer or something.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, let's see. So again, my big thing to speculate on is again the whole how Nacho thing fits into fits into Mike.
I think Nacho is definitely going to be our gateway into like the grander Breaking Bad universe of the cartel and everything.
Of course, and again, the Crazy Eight theory, perhaps.
Right.
But my big thing to speculate on is I think Chuck's death is going to have some serious ramifications for Saul's character arc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, I'm calling he's going to die at some point. I'm going to say Breaking Bad has been such a great show. It's taken some gutsy moves. You've done things we never expected them to. Like Hank finding out at the beginning of the season, the second half of season 5.
Right, confronting Walt right off the bat.
I mean, it's astounding how far they accelerate the action. I'm saying if they did a big change, like something we never expect going into it, of like, oh well, we love Jay, we can never imagine him dying, and then boom, dead. What does this mean for Saul?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think this law firm and all these lawyers are going to be in the moral gray category. That's really going to test Saul's development.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So to round things off, do you have anything else, or you want to get into some speculation about the episode titles?
No, not really. Just again, Walt the car wash. Just not sure. It's all speculation. You want to talk about him in the courtrooms, or no? Actually, no. Let's talk about the episodes.
Okay. All right. So episode 1, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. It's called Uno. Yeah, as in one. I like how it's not called Pilot.
Oh, you know what I want in this episode?
Huh.
I want there to be a reference to the whole "you have to give me $1 so I can represent you." Uno.
That'd be great. Right.
Maybe. Here's an idea. Just throwing something out there. These are all off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a Hispanic client comes in. He Saul's just kind of pitching and playing to where he would coin phrases and stuff like Uno. The only guy, and maybe this guy eventually leads him to Nacho.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Episode 2, Mijo.
I'm sorry?
Mijo. I don't know.
Oh, Mijo. Oh, Mijo means child.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, perhaps something on Walt's. Oh no, I'm sorry, on Mike's granddaughter.
I would love that. If not that, then maybe Mijo could be a case. Okay, I remember something. We see in the promos, we see Saul talking to a couple. Maybe they have a kid and he's representing them.
Would the couple be Betsy Kettleman and Craig Kettleman, perhaps?
Kettleman, what is it?
Because they're listed in the Wikipedia cast.
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Kettleman sounds familiar.
Yeah. All right, episode 3 is Nacho. So I assume this is going to be our big character introduction here. It's kind of interesting that they're saving this character for episode 3 after the big kind of 2-night premiere.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an episode I'm very much anticipating. I'm really looking forward to that character. Again, I think he's going to be kind of the gateway into the larger Breaking Bad universe of all the crime circuits and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Very intrigued for that character. Anything else with that?
Well, I think our ending is going to be like Saul being put in a position where he's trying to go out on his own with these cases. I think Saul's going to leave the law firm at the end of the first episode, and then he's going to start trying to branch out on his own, and we're going to see how that takes him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Nacho is one of his first clients, perhaps.
Yeah, I think Nacho's gonna be his first true criminal client. Like the rest are gonna be like small matters of like. I think the rest are gonna be the small matters of car accidents and stuff.
Right. Okay.
Civil matters. Now I think I'll give Saul 1 episode, 2 tops of him with the brothers law firm.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Uh, given our
I think you're right on the money that possibly in the pilot that's going to be like him departing from the law firm.
sure, and Nacho might be his first like criminal client. So Saul taking a risk that big attorneys take on big clients like this and get them off, and you take on a big client, dangerous or not, you're gonna be a big payday, and that'll be Saul learning the lesson of it's not all about the money, because if it is about the money, there's a lot of risk there. Of course, years later, he's gonna be dealing with a lot of risk. He's taking on big drug related clients.
For sure.
And Saul does know about the drug matters himself, because he does advise, Walton all. Literally advise Walt on this matter. He knows you have this many pounds. Well, that's really good.
What if he knows about Captain Cook? Like just in passing.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Again, that could be our Crazy 8 tie-in.
Right.
So they say you're
Chili
Captain
P,
Cook.
yo.
What if Saul was just talking to Crazy 8 or somebody and saying, so they say, or Emilio again, perhaps Emilio. So they're saying you're Captain Cook. What's the Chili P, yo? And Saul's saying, Chili P, yo. I don't think so. I don't find you because it sounds like the whitest name anyone would ever give themselves. To be a drug dealer, and you, my friend, do not strike me as such. So let me tell you what you're going to do here. Here's what you're going to do.
Yeah. Okay, so episode 4 is going to be Hero.
Okay, I think. Okay, so maybe Saul gets into bed with a bad guy. Previous episode, and he's going to be per his brother's. I think he's going to do something nice for his brother in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
If not that, he's going to do something nice inspired by his brother. So he's maybe going to try to. I think if the thing with the parents in that one episode, the Kettlemans, doesn't happen in that Miho episode, maybe it'll happen here. I think he's gonna do something nice or something. He's gonna be the hero. He's gonna be the lawyer we're gonna root for in that episode with his underhanded means.
Perhaps speculate a little. Maybe this is kind of where Mike starts to get a glimmer of respect for him.
Maybe, yeah.
Perhaps. I mean, I'm not saying full blown okay, I'm really on board. I'm just saying maybe this guy's a nut, but maybe there's something to him.
Maybe Mike saves his life somehow because he takes on a case that maybe the cartel or someone's pissed off.
Maybe Mike's the hero.
Yeah, maybe someone's pissed off at Saul to try to take a shot at him or something, and then Mike saves his life, and then they're bonded from that point forward. Perhaps.
Okay. And then anything else about Hero?
No, yeah, I just think it's going to be Saul doing something nice, and if not influence his brother, then definitely in service of his brother.
Mm. Okay. And finally, episode 5, Jello.
Can I spell this for us, Tiki?
Yeah.
Is it just regular Jello, or is there a spelling on it?
No, it's Jello, as in Jello.
I'm just making sure it's not Jello.
Oh, no.
Okay,
I mean, it's Jello, so it could be.
There's a shot in the trailer where Saul presumably is paying prostitutes.
I mean, speaking of Jello, speaking of that saying, the first thing that kind of comes to mind is those little. This is a random thing. I doubt it has anything to do with the episode, but those little name tag cards that say Jello, my name is blank. Like I said, I'm sure it has nothing to do with the episode. It just came to mind.
See, Jello.
Well, Jello implies kind of wobbliness. You know what I mean?
I'm sure Saul's got a metaphor, saying hey, you gotta be like Jello.
That's what I'm saying.
Says,
yeah.
Like Jello, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe it could relate to his brother imparting him some wisdom of so you don't want to be shifty like Jello or something.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know.
I really have no. Yeah, I think we're kind of right.
Maybe it involves food somehow. He's taking on a food case, so some Jello company. Maybe it's his big client. Here's an idea. He's competing with the other law firm, which by the way they've established too in the pre-show stuff that the Hamlin and McGill is kind of the Shangri-La of what Saul wants to be. He wants to be the guy in charge of that law firm.
Mm-hmm.
A law firm of that stature, which we know he's never going to achieve. But perhaps he's competing for a big case against someone found an ear or something in the Jello or something, something something horrible like that. A big suit is up for grabs for the Jello company, and he's trying to steal it from the other law firm, perhaps. Point is, I think maybe a food-related lawsuit. It might be.
Perhaps there's something like Jello related that's a front for something. Maybe.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's like 5 episodes in, so we don't really like. There's going to be a ton of stuff from episode 1 to 4 that could possibly lead us to that episode, so we don't know. Basic speculation. All right. Well, I think we've pretty much wrapped it up. Any kind of last things you want to say about this?
I think it's just again in terms of his hopes for the series. I'm open for the best. I think it's a cool idea. I was just sold when I saw Michael McKean there and just seeing like, okay, it's Jimmy McGill. Isn't I heard like they're adding like some dimension to Saul, making it not just like a comedy. A big fear of people going into it is like even my grandmother watches Breaking Bad, and she liked Saul, but I mean, he was the clown. You know, you didn't want to make it too comedic, so she loved the drama. Mm-hmm. So I would hope that they keep it comedy in there because we want to root for Saul, but still want there to be some stakes and be the thing to care about, being Jimmy and his brother, and seeing Jimmy's decline from a young hopeful lawyer trying to be the best lawyer like his brother, which is a sweet.
Maybe to make a character comparison, like in Breaking Bad, Walter White was definitely sort of like, I mean, Walt definitely had comedic moments throughout his run, but he was definitely more kind of the somber character, whereas Jesse Pinkman was definitely sort of the more kind of like outlandish character, even though Jesse obviously had a very tragic story too with his parents and everything. Yeah. So maybe he's got kind of like a little bit of a Jesse thing going on, where the comedy kind of comes from, from his sort of, from his sort of like mannerisms and everything like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Serious character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I say like the idea of seeing an idealistic lawyer who looks up to somebody, not being able to meet those expectations, but still coming out on top in the end. I think it's an interesting idea. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it. And of course, they sold us the exact number of episodes Breaking Bad went for, but a whole bunch of times over. And of course, why can't
except for Open House?
Fair enough. But the point is, we even give Open House a pass because it's Breaking Bad. Come on.
I'm not giving Open House a pass. I will never.
Fine, we give all the Breaking Bad episodes but one for Tiki. A pass. We give them like all.
Open House is terrible.
Fine, we give them all. Except for that one. A pass.
It's like, what if I rewatch Open House at one point and it's just like, holy shit, there is like so much little character stuff in here that I never noticed.
Now I've lost my thought. Let me find it again.
I'm sorry.
Turn in the chuck. Okay.
And it's my fault, so I'm Saul.
Yes! Yeah, what was I saying? Lost.
Breaking Bad has like...
Right. Breaking Bad is
a great episode.
So many good episodes. Why not give them 26?
Mm.
And why not give them 26 chances to see what we can do? The worst case scenario is okay, this is a fun experiment. Even Joey went 2 seasons.
Right.
Why not Saul?
Of course, we'd be remiss not to mention at the end of the show. This show is definitely catching on with critics.
Yeah, the critics are going bananas. From what I heard, it was it just bothers me that we get reviews. Again, not in-depth reviews like Tiki's Breaking Bad, which he's entitled to. But I mean just reviews of like, I'm just surprised with the rate they come out of. Like, it's always like months before the show of like 100%. Basically getting a rating, and in Saul's case, 100% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
That makes me so happy. That makes me like so much more positive about it. I mean, I was already looking forward to it, but just the insane word of mouth on this thing, the fact that across the board people are saying like, yeah, it's a damn good show. It doesn't stand a Breaking Bad shadow. It establishes itself as its own thing. And like, that really makes me happy.
And it's funny, just Vince Gilligan. He thought it was just gonna be like kind of like a passing, like a bonus season essentially. And, he's a little worried for it, and apparently it's going over well. It's so funny, like just a running gag of like, hey, let's give Saul a show. Finally, got taken seriously, and we're gonna We're gonna see how that pays off.
And of course, I'm so glad that Vince Gilligan is actually on board and executive producing and everything. If he wasn't, I'd be a lot more worried for it.
One thing to bring up before you sum us up here. What do you think? I heard rumors about this. I think it was just like people saying stuff to say stuff that Gus. It's nothing confirmed or anything, but people speculating Gus getting a spinoff of like seeing what happened, how he rose to power. It's like people joke about it calling the rise of Gus.
It's a double-edged sword because there's so much material to mine from. I totally think it would make a good series.
Because you got to remember, they have the line.
Yeah.
The line is like, remember the whole thing of Gus being spared is like, the only reason I'm sparing your life is I know who you are, but remember you're not in Chile anymore.
Right. The one reason I'd be against that is that I mean, I'm sure Vince Gilligan wouldn't do this, but there's always the possibility that it'd be like a Darth Vader where once you know his backstory, it's not as interesting. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not saying it's going to be as bad as, like, of course, if Vince Gilligan's attached, then it's going to be good, but...
Honestly, I would like a mini series of Gus. Like, just having, like, what if you just had adventures? Oh, I have an idea real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What if you did this with Gus? What if, instead of, like, doing a show where you're following Gus, what if it was, like, a reporter doing, like, Again, I think I pitched this to you before. Yeah, what if there was a Breaking Bad documentary, like someone after all these years?
That'd be really cool.
So
I really like mockumentaries. That'd be really cool.
So here's this one of two ideas here, real quick. Just one, it could be just for the entire series of Breaking Bad. Like years have passed, and now maybe interviews of really old versions of our characters, maybe getting some reflections years later on the events. The ones that survived, and when we get some reflection on what happened, or just for Gus specifically, like a reporter kind of getting some case files, or just a regular government worker just kind of giving like a case orientation on the history of Gus.
Dude, I could totally picture.
It would be like a TV movie, if not a mini series, then maybe a TV movie for Gus Fring, just like the chronicle of Gus Fring, how he rose.
The narration would like just start out like Gustavo Fring was a well-known good Samaritan throughout Albuquerque, and
more.
Yeah, and he was well known as a public figure, the smiling face of Los Polos Hermanos, the beloved chicken franchise. He was a active member of the community, donated to police functions,
and drug
At first glance, the perfect stand-up guy, right? But what if there's more? What if the smiling chicken man is just the surface of the dark and sinister nature of Gustavo Fring? Oh man, I'm literally getting chills.
And you don't tell all the stories. Go through like key points and sort of like, obviously how we met. Maybe flashbacks of like a really young version of Gus meeting his buddy, who essentially was his Walter White / Jesse Pinkman, and then becoming friends. And they said like that's the aftermath. 'Cause we know what happened. They mention it in passing what happened. Then we see just. Fring, like now, like a cold guy, like moving on to the world, seeing him the starts of making business arrangements and stuff. And it progressed like points in the life.
I mean, it's like I'll admit those kind of like true life sort of stories and documentaries and stuff are kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. And it is just a perfect setup. Like this clean-cut guy involved with this really dark, sinister stuff. Oh, that'd be a great.
And if you did one for all of Breaking Bad, something funny you could do is you could have reenactments.
Hell yes.
And maybe Bryan Cranston could still play the reenactment.
Oh my god. Yes, please.
But here's what he could do. Here's the funny thing. He could ham it up too.
Right. He'd be like really bad.
It would be like one of those things where like people are talking over, but like people are talking over because he doesn't say anything at first. Like just like it's like then Walter White did this. When they said the guy's.
Oh god. And of course they'd have to do the makeup so like it wouldn't look like him.
So basically they put a bald cap on him.
Recreation of him.
No, they put a bald cap on him.
Right. Bald cap, maybe like a fake goatee, like a paste on goatee.
Yeah, and also he would just whenever
What if his goatee is like constantly like falling off and he has to like put it back on?
Well, no, not that bad, not that bad. It would still be a production. But here's what they could do: he could be a parody of himself. Like basically, the idea is like he would yell out with his speeches of like, I am the danger, sort of thing.
Okay, well, I think at this point we're like getting into spin-offs of spin-offs of spin-offs.
Right. But again, we're talking about spin-offs. They take us home to get what the Better Call Saul hopes for this grand series.
Well, I just hope that it'll, like I think you hit it right on the head. That if it really turns out well, it'll be. Breaking Bad is already one of the most insanely rewatchable, well put together TV shows of all time, and if Better Call Saul turns out the way it is, it'll make Breaking Bad just that much more of an experience.
It actually won the Guinness World Record of being the highest rated TV show in history, actually.
The highest rated TV? What do you mean by that?
Well, I looked at a headline or something that said won the Guinness record for like, I guess highest ratings, perhaps.
That's hard to believe.
Okay, well, I don't know. It's either highest rated or highest rated in terms of, I guess, critical praise. It's probably critical praise.
It could be critical praise, because I'm just saying it's hard to believe, because it's like, I know, like, just off the top of my head, like, the finale of Survivor had something like 50 million viewers or something like that.
I just misinterpreted it. Yeah, it's actually favorable rating, so.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I mean, yeah.
I'm saying... Yeah.
Like Breaking Bad across the board, it is a game changer. It's like before Breaking Bad, there was Lost for me, of course, we all know this. And Lost, it was a good show. But
and is that in worst case scenario, this is just going to be a fun adventure into Saul's world. At worst case scenario,
I don't think that's what it's going to be, though. I really think we're in for something special if the critical reviews are any indication.
Of course. I'm saying even if absolute worst case scenario, it's just going to be a fun look. It'll be a fun side stuff if it goes wrong, which it won't. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
the people we have working all the same talent Breaking Bad's come back. Even Bryan Cranston himself is going to be directing.
Oh really? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
I told you that earlier in this episode.
No, I
mentioned that Michelle McLaren and Bryan Cranston are going to be directing episodes.
I remember Michelle McLaren, and I do not remember you mentioning Cranston.
Yes, so Cranston will be coming back, which also puts him in the place if he wanted the cameo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just, maybe shave the head, just pick up the little wardrobe. Drive the Aztec.
Don't shave the head.
Oh, right, sorry, stupid. sorry, yeah, don't say. But still, maybe
throw out the mustache.
Make him look like Jim Gordon again. I'm happy for that. God. And, maybe give him the Aztec.
Oh, God, yeah.
Just park it off to the side. Don't even have him drive. Just park it off to the side somewhere.
Fun fact, since I already brought up Survivor, I think it was season 2, the Survivor in the early days, I swear I'll make this quick. Survivor in the early days had, like, car reward challenges. Like, at the very end of the season, the big reward would be for a car. And I think season 2, the big car was the Pontiac Aztec.
You know what I love? I love it if the Aztec were the pizza plant truck for the Better Call Saul episodes.
Oh, that'd be great.
It would just drive around. Like, it wouldn't even acknowledge you. It would just drive around randomly. Okay.
By that same token, just really quick, it'd be great if we saw the RV in the background a few times.
That would be fantastic. Remember, it's combos, though, so.
That's true, yeah, but then again, I don't know. We'll see.
Sure. Okay.
All right, so that great on-point discussion tonight, BlueDragonFive. I really had fun with this. We really dove into it. So, any last words to sign us out of Better Call Saul? Any last thoughts?
Remember, when you need a lawyer, you know what you need to do.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, we could totally be lawyers.
Yeah, we can totally be lawyers.
Totally.